We have just two professors in the history of Nigeria that have been privileged enough to govern states. Professor Babagana Zulum of Borno and Professor Charles Soludo of Anambra State. And yet, when you place them side by side, the contrast, the difference is not only striking, it is heartbreaking when it comes to performance. In Borno State, everybody knows Borno, a land torn apart by Boko Haram. Professor Zulum has stood fearlessly at the front lines. He has survived multiple assassinations. I wanna know, you guys don't know. Multiple assassination attempts, yet he still works among his people. He still works among his people, distributing relief materials with his own hands, resetting displaced communities, building schools and hospitals, facing insecurity head-on like the leader that he is, with courage and vision. That is what leadership looks like. That is what professorship with substance looks like. See, you being a professor, we should expect more from you. In fact, if we see any governor, that is the reason why we don't even have that much. If we see any governor or any leader that is at that level, we should expect more from the person because you didn't go to school for nothing's sake. That's what we expect from you. But in Anambra State today, under Professor Soludo, I will keep using that word professor so that he sees the title and sees that there's nothing, but there's little attached to this very title. Under Professor Charles Soludo's governance, security is not only being defeated, it is being institutionalized. The very outfit Udogachi, not just Udogachi, we have Akodo, we have Udogachi, I think we have another rubbish name. In the name of trying to be more Igbo in order to save ourselves, rather without knowing we are becoming more Igbo to destroy us all. Through governance. This one is no more external. This is through governance. This is through the governor himself. I feel very much pained. After what I saw yesterday, I feel, honestly, I've been trying not to make video about a fish magnet guy. Not only that I like the guy, I love him. I somehow, for some reason, people always ask me, are you related to this guy? Is your mom related? Because both his mom and my mom looks alike, and the young man looks like me to some extent. The very day they killed the pied fish pie guy was the day I was in the course of closing down my business before in Anambra State. The 7-week fish guy that was a very week, I forced the closure. I closed everything. I felt so very bad. Not only that I know that this young man is thriving, doing so well for himself, he meant well for the nation, he meant well for the state. If I tell people, young people, see, the government is not doing anything to help in this insecurity. Everything that they seem that they are doing is just eye service, camouflage. How can you in the first place try to curb or remove insecurity by employing people without orientation? As in, this is not professor-like. That is my problem. Is this scam? Because when Soludo was coming, he was a tell. Soludo is a tech. I follow Tokam. Hi God. Soludo is a technocrat. He would do this one. He would do that one. Little did I know that this man was just plain economics, a sound economics with little or zero political aura, political knowledge. Zero. I managed to endure that fish magnet death. I just want to endure it. Then yesterday, I heard something that was even more barbaric. Yes, that is worse, but there is something you will do to somebody that is living. That will be the next option. Under the same governance, a professor. What happened in Anambra yesterday? I try as much as possible to avoid the very video. Somehow TikTok, trust TikTok now, it brought it to my viewing. Because I kept seeing people saying it on different platforms, X, and Instagram, but I don't want to say it. I saw it and God, the first thing that came to my mind is my sister, my only sister, that's in schooling in Unizik. Hey, the thing I felt, even I couldn't sleep. I still woke up this morning. I had a lot to say. The thing was just, I felt so very bad. I've never felt like holding Soludo like this and giving him headbutts upon headbutts. I've never felt like holding Ozona like this, holding Ozona and tell him, go and warn your father. I felt very bad. Oh God. A visitor, a guest in our place who was sent to do something, who was sent to serve. Not just serve Anambra, to serve the nation. Have you ever heard in the history of corps members, I'll put it to the corps members out here. Have you ever heard in the history of corps members serving, being brutalized? See, if honestly, maybe you don't know, but corps members are respected. They are government tools. That is the reason why if you see them every now and they can stand 1 hour on the road waiting for lift, they go see that lift. The police know they search them. At that time, they are government property. If NYSC do not do anything about this very thing, shame. If NYSC and the federal government do not do anything about Soludo, shame, fear, shame. But I trust that the NYSC will do something. I immediately saw that video, I thought about my only sister that is at nysc. God forbid. Not that the people that they happen to, they are worse, but please. But no. This shouldn't happen to anybody. What is Udogashi? What is the meaning of Udogashi? Means peace must reign. Is becoming the opposite. The very people that are meant to reflect that peace are becoming the terror, are becoming the threat, are becoming the thing that they are meant to fight against. Soludo. I don't know anybody. I know Soludo. I don't know anybody in Udogashi. I don't know anybody in Akod. Look at the rubbish. I don't know anybody. I only know the governor who empowered them. Professor Soludo, this is a disgrace. It's a betrayal of the very people you swore to defend. Professorship is not a title to decorate yourself with. It is meant to represent depth, foresight, and discipline. But under your watch, it has become clear that you have no political aura, no grasp of governance, and no competence to lead. You excelled as an economist, quite all right, I give it to you, yes. You made your mark at CBN, yes. But governance is not economics, you have it zero. Governance is not theory. Governance is not a bedroom or boardroom. It is life and death for millions of people you lead. Politics is not for everybody. If you can't lead, if you can't secure lives, if you cannot restore dignity to society, to Anambra people, then for the sake of our mothers, sisters, brothers, uncle, and everybody, the citizenry at large, step aside. Do not continue to reduce the Anambra to a field of trauma and blood. You are highly incompetent. If nobody has told you this thing before, because I know that nobody will, you have a lot of eye service oriented people working, you have content creators working for you. We remember the days of the Bakassi boys. And as rough as they were, they had orientation, they had focus, and they directed their force against criminals, not innocent corps members, not innocent citizens. Even if there were claims that they attacked or attacked some innocent citizens, it wasn't established. In your own case, you empower disoriented and untrained men to brutalize the very people they should be guiding. Fear, let me not spit on my camera. It's worth more than this nonsense. I'm not a politician. I don't have interest yet. I've never joined any campaign. I'm not seeking anybody's favor. I'm speaking as an Anambra son from the same Agota that you are from. So if there is anybody to direct this, somebody that drops sentiments aside and I talk to you as somebody who has feelings. So if I raise my voice against you, it is not out of hatred, but out of the fact that this is the truth. We brought in the same people, so many governors sacked. So many governors chased away from Opiweka into the government. What do you expect? Like I said, step aside. You have no politics. See, politics no be for you. I've actually studied you intently. I rooted for you. I waited. I waited. The only thing people keep saying is that you are doing this, and I keep looking at the things you are doing. If you want us to tell ourselves the truth, honestly, go to other states and I look at the fun city you built. The truth of the matter is that the average person in Oka, the average person in Anambra, the average person in Onitsha hardly travels. Yes, they hardly travel. They hardly travel. So they will feel that what you did for them is wonders. You did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Fix your life, first of all. Fix that side of you that ignores the message of the people. Because that part is necessary before you start fixing everything. You are not doing well. Honorably, you've actually played a very good role. You were at CBN. Please, we heard nothing that is ill of your reputation. You see this one, if you don't step aside, this video, you're going to remember it someday, where I said, after this, you won't have any political charisma anymore. You never had one. Not only you know how you enter.